inside, and my wife had a very specific grocery list. And as soon as we get inside, he utters the words, "Can we go to the toy aisle?" And I know, because I've seen what's coming, that if I answer that question now, I'm going to have a very bad day inside this store. So I choose to pretend that I don't know what he said. And he does not accept that answer. And he starts belting it out. Can we go, 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 can we go? Can we go, can we go? You know what? Here's the thing. We really gotta get the produce. Because Mom really needed the cucumbers. So let's do that, and we'll talk about what else we gotta get. And he does not like my answer. And I see it, and you ever look at it when they're in that mode, you watch them, they start to do that dance, like there's a Michael Jackson song in their head that only they can hear. And he skittles up behind me while I'm picking out cucumbers, and this is just what he's doing. And then he strikes, and he stands directly behind me, grabs the back of my pants, and now, I enjoy spankings, I really do, and I'm going to be honest, very frank. Here's my problem. In his grabbing of the back of the pants, he also has grabbed my underpants. And here I am. And all of my glory hanging out over the cucumbers. Which, comparatively, not doing me any favors. Because I don't know if you know this, it's chilly in the produce section. Yeah. And at this point, I look, and this little old woman has decided, you know when the best time to start a conversation with somebody is? When he's pantsless in the Walmart. And I see her hobbling up in her little walker. And she goes, "Looks like you have your hands full." The irony of what she said was not lost on me because I have anything but a handful right now. I got maybe a tweezer full. And I'm furious. I pull my pants back up. I grab the child literally by the back. I'm carrying like a suitcase. And I'm trying to calm down before we get out to the van, and I make a horrible decision like, dropping him off at a random orphanage.
We could have homes on separate coasts, go dive in Greece with squids. Could have been so bleeping rich, but instead we had kids. They won't smile for a photo, they won't eat the food we choose. That's why we're heading to the parents' lounge to drown ourselves in booze. Every day we're more exhausted, we haven't slept in years. They hit me in the nuts so bad, my eyes filled up with tears. And yes, we'd like to fake our death and go off of the grids, but the truth is we are softies and we truly love our kids. So join us every Tuesday night to laugh at all our pain. Evening in the parents' lounge is the cure to staying sane.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the Parents Lounge. I'm your host, Jason Gowan. You may notice that Jamie Kaler is MIA tonight. He will be here in a little bit. He's gone Hollywood today, and allegedly he's shooting a film. I don't buy it. I think he's joking.
Whatever.
Listen, if Claire's here, I'm pretty sure he's lying.
I've upgraded.
Yeah.
With me tonight, our resident moms, Clare Kramer and Kate Mulligan are here. How are you, ladies?
Good. I realized that's not even a prop. That is just.
It's like real life happening right there
life
behind you, Kate. I love it. But see, that's a reasonable amount of, I'm assuming that's clean.
That is clean. But
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, that is actually only one of the children's, and it's one of 4 loads that I folded today while finishing up watching Midnight Mass. So this is like these are the dregs of what was needed to be folded.
Yeah. No, right now in my hallway, there's 2
Mhm.
laundry bins.
Mhm.
I can't
Mhm.
even call them baskets because I've upgraded to like basically what you're supposed to put like leaves in that you
Yeah.
rake. Like, that's and they're full of clean clothes. But I
Yes.
mean, I have no problem doing laundry. I have no problem putting it in the dryer. I have no
Yep.
problem taking it out of the dryer. I have a problem folding it and
Yep.
putting it away.
That's
Yes.
also my issue. Yes.
No, there's no. I mean, but find me somebody who's like, I really love the folding part.
I don't know. I mean, I come from a family where my mom irons like pillowcases. And I'm not joking.
But she didn't have 4 kids, did she?
She had 2.
Well,
But
there you
one
go.
was
You
me,
got.
and I'm
I was
worth
gonna
at
say-
least 2 in and above myself.
I mean, can you imagine with 4 kids? I mean, the amount of laundry you must be doing as it is.
No, I mean, and I've tried to create. Okay, like, sorry, Jason, we're kind of taking over here for a minute,
No,
but
you're good.
I know that all
This
the
is
moms
why
out
you're
there,
here.
all the moms listening to this bro podcast. No.
Apparently, Craig Saavedra also irons his.
Okay, so
pillowcases.
Wow.
Craig, I mean, you're of the ilk of my mother, and she's single. She's single right now. My dad passed
Hey.
away, so I don't know if you're single or into women, but hit me up.
He's not.
If
He
you
is definitely
he's
not.
not single or into women. Okay, well, bummer. But the word's out there now about my mom trying to set her up. I don't want her to live the rest of her life alone,
I
you know,
know.
or
I'm so
it-
sorry.
you
By the
know.
way.
So, well, it's been 7 years, so we're good.
I
you
know,
know.
but
But you
still.
can iron your pillowcases in her honor.
Yes. Well, no, she's alive. My
Oh.
dad's dead.
Oh.
He didn't iron any pillowcases.
That would be
let me
so
promise you
strange
that.
if Claire was trying to set up the ghost of her mother.
Right? But do you remember that
on
British
Halloween.
lady that married a ghost? She was like, "We're married, and now
Yes.
I
I
need to
saw
get
that.
divorced." That was like the real part that got me. Like, you went through this whole thing to marry a ghost. Now you want a divorce? Like, he's not even there.
So, real,
He's a perfect
quick,
husband.
You guys
Truly.
know the movie The Conjuring?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so the real family, the Perrin family, I know the father and one of the sisters, and the father talked that during their time in the house that he used to get lucky with the ghost fairly often. Announced it to
The
a
guy
room
that
of like-
does Patrick Wilson play him?
No, that's Ed Warren.
Okay, that's okay. So who?
He's
okay,
the
so
other guy.
It's the guy that moved into the house and
Yes.
Bathsheba kept showing up. Okay.
Correct.
Did they put
Yeah.
that part in the film?
I don't know. It was in a deleted scene, I think.
Really?
No.
Oh, I was-
In your mind, that should be.
wow. That's.
I don't know about that. You know,
I feel like credibility has gone out I really believed every word this guy said until
That was the
that's the line that got
Here's
crossed.
the thing. Like, I'm open-minded. I like to think of myself as open-minded. I'm creative. I'm I'm a diverse thinker, but I haven't had that ghost experience. I've never had like a ghost experience. I've never had, a feeling of like, oh, I'm being visited or, any weird anything. And I'm like, why not me then? If you guys
Yeah.
are real, like, come to me. I'm your perfect person to like haunt or at least send a message through or something. But no spirits have come to visit me ever. So I'm skeptical.
I feel like tonight's gonna be a pretty busy night in your house.
Yeah.
Why? Because this is like the
You're like,
Ouija board of podcasts.
The ghost-
I'm just like, everyone
Yeah,
come
that's,
visit me.
that's the world I came from. Like that's how I got here. I came from paranormal reality TV.
Wait, for real?
Mm.
Yeah, really. So I was mentored and traveled with George Lutz, who was the father that the Amityville Horror was based on.
Okay.
I used to travel with him. And so I think when you were here before, Claire, I told you I did that. I was a ghost hunter as a kid, and my friend and I bonded over Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and he wanted to play a prank like Blair Witch style stuff on a friend. And we had so much fun that we started checking out actual local legends, and we released all these YouTube videos. And a producer from A&E found me and put me in Extreme Paranormal.
Oh my gosh. You did. That is awesome. Well, What's your
wild.
weirdest? Okay, Jason.
Yeah,
what's your weirdest? Like, I mean, did you have sexual relations with that ghost?
Yeah.
No, no,
So
definitely
what's
not.
the weirdest like thing? Or
Yeah, I also wanna
let's
know
start like here. You're no longer associated with the show, so you can
Jamie
be
Kaler's in
free.
the chat.
Who
What?
is?
Jamie Kaler.
Is he not? Hey, you know you're on this show, pal. Get in here.
So what is the weirdest, like, other than being haunted by Jamie Kaler, which obviously is
I
happening
feel like truly that might
because
be
we
the
know
most
he's on
severe,
set,
severe haunting of my life is Jamie Kaler.
right? Ongoing, like in perpetuity haunting of Jamie.
Yes, and he has my cell phone number, so I can't escape it.
So what was like the weirdest thing? Are you a believer? Let's start there. Are you a believer in ghosts?
I am. I have.
What was like the weirdest thing? Are you a believer? Let's start there. Are you a believer in ghosts?
I am. I have. Taylor, shut off your volume.
Oh no, I'm listening to the show. I was watching the show. Hold on.
Is it good?
Hold on. I'm good. I got it.
I never needed to hear my excited scream back, but thank you. Now I have.
By
I
the way,
liked
that's
it.
what you all
I thought
sound
I
like.
was impressed with that.
I was
And,
so confused.
He totally banged that ghost. You know he did. Or the ghost banged him, but somebody got banged in the ghost department.
You rushed back in here just so you could deliver that line.
Still on
literally-
set.
He's like,
Hey, can I be honest? I got home and I came running in and I was like, oh, I didn't want to come in at a weird point, so I said I'll watch it. And I was watching it. I got lost. I really enjoyed it. And then I was jokingly commenting, and then you're like, I was like, I don't know. Hey, everybody. I feel like I didn't want to mess things up. So go
Well,
back
let's just start with you, Jamie, then, because Jason's like kind of tippy-toeing around the question here. Do you
well,
believe
no,
in
it's
ghosts?
just Jamie interrupted me. I'll answer.
Let him.
Well, I think I'd prefer ghost Jamie first. No, okay. Jason, Jamie, it doesn't matter. You guys tell us about your ghost feelings.
Go ahead, Jamie.
No, it's all you, brother. I'm just literally, let me just ride this one for a bit.
I
I'm
do
still
believe in
shaking
ghosts. And
from
actually, this show happened because of the paranormal as well, because we were introduced by Dave Schrader, who from the Holzer Files and all of those and a million other haunted shows. So because Jamie did Haunted Live, so that's how this happened.
I would just like to say that is not how the show happened because of the paranormal. If it was because of the paranormal, then it would have been like we both knew the same ghost. You're talking about a guy that believes in the paranormal introduced you to. There's a difference.
Kick her out.
I can't, honestly. I was watching the show, and part of me was like, what's that guy doing on this show? Two of them feel like they own it. Here's what I'll tell you. When I hosted that ghost hunting show, and I didn't know the world that really existed until I hosted the show. I hosted this show, Haunted Live, and I flew to Nashville every week. And I went with the Tennessee Wraith Chasers, and we did a live ghost hunt every Friday night. And can I tell you, it was one of the greatest, most fun experiences I've ever had. Like, I went for 10 straight weeks. They're the nicest guys. I just never had a ghost experience like that popped for me personally. I don't not believe, but here's what I did learn, because I also then hosted Haunted Live, where I had all like the ghost adventures guys. Everybody came and they ghost hunted Salem, Massachusetts for 4 hours. We were on live television. And I talked to every ghost hunter individually just to go, hey, I'm trying to discover this world. And each guy had a really crazy story that they couldn't explain, that it happened to them, and they believed fully. And I didn't go, you're an idiot or whatever, but I also never had that experience. But here's what I will tell you. It's more fun. It's just a fun ride. It's like going to the amusement park and going, wait, that mansion's not haunted. There's that guy, or at a comedy club, this guy like this, I kind of let myself go. So I had a great time. I got super scared a couple times. There was some crazy stuff, but you're also in this like haunted, it was not haunted, but it was a mansion from like the Civil War in the middle of Nashville. And so it was super spooky, and the ceilings are low, and you're down in the basement. So it was super creepy and super fun. I really enjoyed it, but yeah.
So you want to hear my story now?
Yes.
Medium.
It's gonna be better than mine.
I'm at a 5.
On a 20
JK.
scale, by the way. I'm on a 5 on a
This is
20
the last
scale.
appearance of the moms on this show.
You just
Sorry.
need to give Kate and I our contact info so we could actually because we're hanging out now, but
Yeah.
we could do all this before if
We
you
could.
allowed
We
us.
could. We could team up
to be
on you
friends.
behind your back, but
That's
it's
true, and I
more
do
fun.
appreciate that.
Dude, they should just do a Thursday night show on the Parents Lounge.
Yeah, go
We'll
ahead,
have
take
you
No, I'm
it
not
guys
easy.
kidding.
on.
Yeah.
You just go do your thing.
We can do that. Okay. Anyway, yes, Jason, we really do want to know. Honestly,
Okay.
I'm now at a
So-
7.
I am hovering at a 6, but I did go up from 5. Go ahead.
Okay. So, as I said, I traveled with
Honk, shoo,
George
honk,
Lutz.
shoo, honk, shoo. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Do you have it out of your system?
I do.
Morgan?
I do. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I don't know if Claire has it out of
So-
her system.
George Lutz passed away, and when he did, he left me a bunch of his private video files and stuff from the investigation in the house. And what he asked me to do was carry on and tell his side of the story. And so I would travel around to colleges and paranormal conventions, Comic-Cons, that kind of thing, and I would do the Amityville, presentation. And anytime I have done it, there's always something that happens at our house. And so I came home after doing the presentation, and I saw it was MySpace days, and I was on MySpace. I wasn't asleep, and a little girl was standing in the center of the room, or in the corner of the room, and she was looked kind of like The Ring, and she's just standing in the corner of the room, and I could see her peripherally. I'm like, I don't want to look at her directly, because I don't know why she's here, but I'm 100% sure that I'm seeing her. And when I did finally look, she disappeared. And then 2 nights later, she appeared again, but this time in the center of the room. So she was getting closer and closer to the bed. And then she disappeared. Then 2 nights later after that, she appeared in the center of the room again, but ran directly at my bed. And I let out what I can only describe as the least manly scream I have ever let in my life. I flailed backwards, and she disappeared. And at that point, my cell phone started ringing, and it's my house phone calling my cell phone.
What are you talking about?
And I foolishly picked it up, and it was George Lutz's answering machine, which is in no way connected to our house and had been deleted when he passed away.
Okay. See, this was fun until it got really scary.
So listen, I was you, and all of a sudden I was at this show in Salem, Massachusetts, with 20 of him, and everybody I talked to, I was like, all right, dude, what's your story? And they all told me a story really similar to that, with the hair on the back of my neck stood up, and I was like, look, I can't explain it, but
Okay.
that's
So I
crazy.
can't tell you. I was post college drug phase, so I was,
So it wasn't peyote.
No, it was something else.
Okay, that's crazy. First of all,
Yeah.
Second of all, my biggest takeaway from this story is that you acquiesced to a man's dying wish, which is a huge life burden that you now
Yes.
have. So,
Well, my wife doesn't want me to do it anymore because
Yeah. I don't even like you that much. I don't want you to do it anymore.
I mean, my wife doesn't even want me to play golf, so I can't even imagine what she would do if I started
right,
ghost
like
hunting.
he's on a he said to a guy on his dying bed, I will carry on your legacy.
That's
I will
wild.
tell, as you said, Jason, I will tell your side of the story.
yeah, and I was the only one. There was one other guy that was kind of telling his side, because the kids in the Amityville story have kind of just the middle one tells the story. The rest of them, everybody else is kind of quiet about it.
What's in the footage? What the footage that you would go and do college tours and show? What was
It's all his personal. It's all of the photos that the Warrens took, the one that Farmiga and
Yes.
Wilson play in the movie.
Yes.
It's all of their investigative footage. It's all the crime scene photos from the murder that happened at the house. It's all of George Lutz's personal tapes where he's telling the story himself. And I mean, there's only 3 of us that have that footage.
Oh my
Wow.
So I
I mean, I would
carry
say
the
make a
Amityville
movie,
legacy on my
but
back. What?
So you guys, Kate and Claire, are not believers.
No.
It's the same as it's. I'm open, but like I don't know how I made it almost 40 years on this planet and have never had an experience like that at all. Like
But
it just
Claire,
yeah.
you believe in vampires and
I mean-
slaying of them.
I do. I do. But I do believe in ghosts. I mean, our minds are so, I mean, this then you start to get
Jobo.
into like existential thinking, but you know, we're such a small like blip in this universe. Of course, I have to believe what I don't understand. But Jamie, what I was saying earlier was like, hey, why not me? I'm open.
Yeah.
I'm creative. I can be a friend with a ghost. I can take your message to people. Why haven't you chosen me?
That's always been my question too. Of like,
Yes.
Yeah.
And one of my buddies, Dennis Hemphill, another comedian, he used to have a joke where he's like, but when the ghost hunting was blowing up, he's like, it's always some little girl from like the 1800s. It's never that coked out dude from 1986 who drove his car into a tree. Who's like, "What's happening, man?" You know, like there's no ghost like that. It's always this creepy girl in a dress,
like
from Elizabethan era. Like no ghosts were developed in like where's Hendrix? Where's the
right.
hang with? So I don't know. Listen, here's what I will tell you though. I saw a recent thing I talked to Jason about. Like before the Amityville Horror, that movie came out, 5% of the population believed in ghosts back in like the 70s and 80s. And now it's at like, I think it's about 55, 60% of the population believe definitively in ghosts. So is it media, manipulating us into thinking certain ways? I don't know. But they're fun. I'll tell you, out of all the things I shot, it was really one of the most fun things I did. I really, really enjoyed it. And it kind of opened my eyes to this whole world. And it was super fun.
I mean, I was getting paid to go play
Scooby-Doo
every week.
I would love that.
I literally, that was the dream come true for me.
You go
Like,
check into a hotel
don't brand me.
around.
Yeah, don't brand me, Jamie, as a non-believer. I am a believer. No. I just haven't had an experience.
So we're the same boat. We're the same boat.
Well, let me ask you this though, Claire.
I love the history of it all. Like when I did the show, to me, because I'm a history buff, and I hosted that show, America Facts versus Fiction, for all those seasons on Discovery Plus, and that's how I ended up on that show. So to me, the ghost portion, I was like, well, where's the ghost from? And they'd be, well, it's a ghost from 1863. That's what really intrigued me, because all I could see was this little kid living like near the line of the Civil War with these that one of the homes we did was a battlefield hospital where like people were just, they were cutting legs and arms off to try to save people's lives. And they said the stack of the limbs went to the second story because they were throwing them out the window. Like that to me. And I mean, obviously, since we're also heading towards a new Civil War, it just brought everything back.
I see.
I actually,
go ahead,
no, I was going to say, Claire, I actually have a question for you, because so I know I have a lot of people who have lost parents. So I know you just said you lost your dad. Did you feel like your dad ever came through after his passing?
No. And I'm like, why not, Dad? Like, come on. First of all, it's devastating. It's crushing to lose a parent.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone else on here has. I mean, it was horrible. And I was searching.
I'm glad I brought it up, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. No, I brought it up because I do those people, anyone out there in the chat looking for a nice 74-year-old woman, hit me up for my mother. But I was looking for answers. Like, where did you go? Like, what happened? Why did people die? How I read every book about like near-death experiences and like, here's what it seems like happens, but then I read every scientific thing that's like, well, that's actually, the neurons in your brain firing off and as you're dying, da, da, da. So yeah, I was like, in a weird sort of way, like, okay, like begging the universe, begging God, begging whomever, like, please send my dad to visit me. And he didn't. And so, but I don't feel like that's necessarily, my mom's like, no, he visited you in this way and he did this and he did this. And I'm like, I haven't had a conversation with him.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm being greedy, but I haven't had that moment. So I wish I had, and I hope I do still. I've had a few dreams with him in and they seem like those realistic
Yes,
dreams, you know, where
yes,
you're like,
yes.
I know this is a dream, but it seems totally real. Maybe I'm in a Christopher Nolan movie, you know, that type of dream. and you know, but that's it. So I don't know. I would love to hear other people's experiences.
No,
with
did your
past-
mom have an experience? Like, did she claim he visited her?
No, not in so many words. I mean, she's you know, very you know, grew up in Ohio, very went to church every Sunday and was, you know, in Bible study, still doing Bible study, still doing, you know, the offering counting at church out here now, you know, she's very
Aw.
involved in that way. So I don't think she ever said like, oh, he visited me, but she was like, I can feel this or I can feel that, you know.
Now, did you ever have, because of coming from like the Buffy fandom, did you ever have fans who came to you with this kind of stuff?
In regards to death.
Yeah, I mean, because obviously there's a lot of, you know, spiritual demonic stuff on that show.
Yeah,
So like,
paranormal. I think
yeah.
it's a lot of crossover between Buffy and the paranormal world.
Yeah. So did that?
Yeah,
did
but
that bleed over?
I was not so much actually. It's funny you mentioned that. Not so much. I think because the show was pre-CGI, all our effects were practical, you know.
Right.
Most 90% of them, not all of them, 90% of them though, 80 were, and so there was a suspension of disbelief when you watched the show. You didn't like have that crossover where nowadays like it's so hard to even tell what's real, what's not.
Right.
Whatever. So no, not really. The fandom really more responds to the show in terms of like affiliating with the characters versus the supernatural aspect of it.
So like the relationships.
Yes, people see themselves in Buffy or they see themselves in, you know, one of the Scooby Gang or whatnot. Not too many people see themselves in Glory. You know, she's a little selfish, but you know, I love her.
Yeah. Hello.
It's funny. People do see that though. Like my mom, when my mom passed, my sisters would be like, there's a butterfly. That's your mother.
Yeah.
She loves butterflies. And I go, well, she does. But butterflies they were here before. I mean, there's butterflies. And my sister would go, no, look at that one. It's hovering. Do you see it circle us? That's your mother. And I'd be like, all right, I guess it is. Hi, Mom. I mean, just go along. I feel in life, it's just fun. It's more fun to say yes and go.
Yes.
Along.
Yes.
Well,
But
Jamie,
I'm
like,
more practical, I think, than that. I have a logic thing that is like, everyone says it's this. I go, that's sheer math. There's this many billions of people. It's going to happen. Such and such going to happen to this many people. But I will tell you, talking to those other ghost hunters and stuff, some of them had stories that were like, you know, he said, oh, my grandmother came to me. I was a little boy. And my mother was like, well, she couldn't have. And he said exactly what she was wearing. And he hadn't been at the funeral, but the mother knew that was exactly what she wore in the coffin.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, dude. Like, really freaking out. I forget which ghost hunter it was. It was at Haunted Asylum. And it was like, I go, oh, yeah. Okay. Well, okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's not like it's not like they took a picture of her in the coffin and that was laying around the house somewhere, right? Like,
well, I mean, I'm sorry. I watch Montel. I love talk shows. I don't have time to watch anything nowadays. So if I watch anything, it's news. But I watched Montel a long time. And Sylvia Brown, she was the psychic who was always on there, who was like, yes, your mother said this. Yes, this happened. Da-da-da. Oh, I'm sorry, sweetheart. Da-da-da-da. She was for real. For real. The lady was not faking it. You know what I mean? If I would have ever had the chance to like interface with her and be like, let me drill you down on a few things, I think that would have been really informative.
it is wild. Like I have a friend who like sees a psychic with some regularity and like so I guess it's like I very much am like, oh yeah, psychics. There's some like plane that they can interact in. But again, like I've never experienced it myself. So it's so hard to be like, oh yeah, I definitely believe. But like it's just never, I don't know, for whatever reason, I've also not been chosen. Jason, what are the odds that of the four of us on the show, three of us have never been chosen to receive a call from Mr. Lutz's answering machine?
Well, I think that's the odds are 1 in 4.
Okay, well, I'm just saying.
Makes sense.
Is it like, we have to be like, is it do you feel like if somebody else had been in that room with you, Jason, they would have also seen her? Or is it like we are open to certain things, and like you and I could be in the same room and you could see the ghosts and I couldn't? Like, how does it work?
So I think in my experience, I've seen both of those things where there are people who are so convinced that they're not going to see anything that no matter what they do see, they're going to shut down that experience.
Right.
On the other hand, I think that, there have been people who, my wife did not believe in ghosts when I moved in here. And I did a talk at a college about Amityville. And we had an iron, it's this hideous leaf decoration that her mother gave her that hangs on her. It's awful. And honestly, I'm glad the ghost did what it did, because like whatever it was, we were in the living room and all of a sudden we hear this crash, and it's a substantial piece. And so and it was like 20 feet across the room. And I was like, okay, well, and so at that point, my wife's like, you're done doing this stuff. So I was put on the bench by my wife.
To be fair, I may have gotten a call from the Lutz guy. Does he also tell you that your warranty needs to be extended? Did he also cover that part of the business? I didn't finish the phone call, so I don't know who it was, but it could have been.
It could have been. Yeah, that was just like.
Does he call from Pakistan?
He has an Indian accent. He may. I don't know.
His name is Chad.
I don't
We're all
know.
getting
So my buddy, I did that show with Cindy Kaza, who's a mutual friend of Jason and I, and Dave Schrader's and stuff. And that's what she does. She's more of a medium and a psychic. And so she was doing the improv. They do the improv sometimes.
Really?
Psychic or hypnotists do it. Yeah, dude. And so she goes, I'm doing the Irvine Improv. Why don't you come down and do 15 minutes of comedy before me? And I go, great, because it's the improv.
Yeah.
Because those two things go hand in hand.
Yeah,
but
also,
did you say first, no? You already know my answer.
So when I would get there every time,
opportunity, Jamie.
I should have told the setup and then go, Cindy's going to come with the punchline. But I will tell you, because I used to be like, everyone does that parody of like, I'm feeling an M. Does anyone know somebody with an M? Does anyone have a parent? If you have a parent, you do have a parent. Could have been your father, could have been your mother, somebody, there's a vowel in their name, feeling something. And, someone passed away. Maybe not, no, both your parents are alive. Maybe it's a grandparent. They're alive. No, it's a great grandparent. They're all alive. That's my mistake. It's a great. Yeah, that's the one. He's dead. His name's, and you're like, whatever.
Yes.
And so I used to kind of give it grief, but I will tell you, when I did the show, I opened with like 20 minutes. There was a super awesome audience, and I did all my family stuff, and it was all cool. And then I watched the show, and I watched her do it, and people, it's the same way you would go for maybe therapy. I thought of it that way, because somebody goes, you're going to go, whoa, it's just a therapist asking you questions about some bullshit about your life. What she was doing was, in a way, kind of giving these people some kind of closure. That they couldn't find. And I mean, I was almost tearing up in the back of the room. There were people who were they wanted to connect with the lost one so much that they went along with it. And she has an empathy to her that, I mean, whether she's actually seeing stuff or she's feeling it, I don't know. But I will tell you, it was kind of beautiful in its way of, it was two humans obviously dealing with this fact that we're all going to die, that nobody talks about until somebody dies and they go, how can I contact them? Well, here's a way. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm so conflicted on it.
Well, that's what I feel like Sylvia Browne did, like on Montel, if I have to go back to that.
Yes, please do.
Always, please. I think Montel's the answer to most questions.
So many good episodes. I'm just saying. So many. But she gave closure, Jamie. She really facilitated that emotional, you get to the final stage of grief and there's no closure there. It's just ongoing. You know what I mean? You get through the anger, you get through the this, that, but that last one, you just stuck,
And the medium always, to their credit, always goes, she says it's okay. You can move on with your life. But wouldn't it be great if one time the medium goes, oh man, she's fucking pissed at you.
Holy you did not give her the send off.
What did you do? Did you do some bad stuff before? Did you not take care of her when she was like nobody does that? So
I've
It is
actually
kind of
seen psychics do that, though, Jamie.
Have you seen
I have
the
seen
psychic
them do
reads
that.
a person.
Yeah, and they'll shame them, and they'll like, she wants you to know she's not happy about what happened, and then they go down that road, and the people start to panic, and I was like, morally, would I have done that? Probably not, but it was interesting because I have seen both sides of that at paranormal conventions.
Well, if you can get someone to then maybe they know what they did was wrong, and they know if they say you're off the hook, it's a lie. So maybe it adds more credibility to it to go,
right.
All she's obviously upset with what you did. She would love an apology, and that's really all she wants. If you can move on and apologize for what you did, I feel like people can move on sometimes. I don't know.
Tough love closure.
It's a tough love.
Yeah. Oof.
And she also said you should give me $3,000. But is that the three? I'm sorry, it was $5,000. I misheard her.
I'm half like agreeing with everything you're saying and half writing your new bit in my head.
Where's the?
And it's really good.
Ow.
By the way, Jason,
I
I'm
don't
now
like
at like
that
a
one,
10
Jamie.
with this conversation.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Yeah, I'm up
Right.
there. I'm up there.
I manifesto.
Dude,
I'm
Yeah.
glad you guys gave it a shot.
I gotta
Yeah.
tell you, Jason, I'm like at a 15 on a 10 scale because I want to hear more crazy shit. I really do. Like I can only imagine. Like I loved, like we went to Charleston and like Savannah, Georgia. Like I was pregnant with
great
my first
places.
kid. They just feel haunted. Like you don't even have to like give
New
me like
Orleans.
an exact story. I just go to a place where like there's ghosts here. I'm like, I know. Like I could just, like you just feel like it's so haunted there. But like I want more stories from you guys. There's got like.
And what's crazy is, if you go to those places, we're only 200 years old, right? I mean, if you go to Prague or you go to,
Oh.
all of a sudden you're
I've
in
been
London
to
and you're
Prague,
like,
and it is like
oh, they're doing a ghost hunt. It's like this ghost is from 200. From when? 200 AD. It's like it goes
like,
so
dude,
far
we don't speak the
back.
same language anymore.
Yeah,
I don't know if I can resolve it for him.
What was Poltergeist? Poltergeist is the house is on an Indian burial ground, right?
Yep. Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh.
Everywhere in this country is basically an Indian burial ground.
Yeah, I was gonna say
that is true,
welcome
yeah.
to the United States.
America.
America.
Sweet.
Uh,
Taking
we
this
shot- we
podcast in a
shot-
positive direction.
We haven't talked.
We shot in New Orleans when we did Extreme Paranormal, and there was a swamp that had a voodoo curse on it, and they dug a grave and they buried me alive in a coffin underneath the ground.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
No, veto.
And-
I did that in a
Veto.
movie for a scene in a movie,
Veto.
Skulls. And I had to be buried alive in a coffin in a bra and underwear. Also,
How did I was
add-
not in a bra and underwear because there's an ick factor. My stretch marks look like a road map of upstate New York.
Jobo, go speak Latin, right? I heard it was a dead language. Hey,
That's a good one.
Put that
Wait,
on the
now,
wall,
Claire,
Jamie.
what-
Wait,
when did you
so how did they actually do that effect? Did they how were
That
you? how did they do
effect
it?
again, it was practical.
Oh, okay.
So
she
we
was
were
really in her
shooting-
underwear and bra, I believe.
I was really in my underwear and bra. We were shooting in Toronto over Thanksgiving, and the director thought he was very funny because he kept saying to me, "Worky, no turkey," and I was like,
Oh.
"Dude, the joke is done.
Yeah.
It's over."
Right now, there's a bunch of dudes scouring the internet looking for that. You know that, right? Clare Kramer, underwear and panties buried
Well,
alive.
you can find that in a few movies, but so the cough, if I'm remembering correctly, because it was quite a while ago, they dug a grave. They had a
No, thanks.
prop coffin. There was nothing special about the coffin. There wasn't a heater in there. There wasn't anything special. And I climbed in it, and they put the coffin in the grave, and I had to do the scene where I came out of the coffin.
Where was
That
the
it.
camera?
I think it was like a 360 overhead.
Where was
Did
the
they
sound?
did they have like a lava? Like, was there a way they could communicate to you?
I had an earwig and a lav.
Okay.
I was mic'd, I believe. I can't actually, no, I don't think I was, because I was in a bra and underwear for
Right.
that scene. I know that I used a leg holster a lot in that movie. for
was
my
going to
mic.
say where'd they hide the battery
Usually
pack?
it's if you're not climbing out of a coffin.
Had you had kids yet? Because I'll tell you, if she's had kids already, I'll tell you where they put the battery pack.
Yeah. They- If you're in a brown
rating on
underwear,
YouTube, that was the end of it. YouTube was like, oh, that's it. That's
Flagged.
not for children. This is not for Kate Mulligan, not for children.
YouTube already knows.
NFC.
Wait,
Although
that's
yeah, that's crazy. But speaking of not for children, I did. This is very controversial. I did show my kids Squid Game. I let them watch it. with
Oh,
me.
I haven't watched it yet.
How old are they?
7, 9, 11, and 13.
I mean,
It's
all
so
of them watched it?
I haven't watched it.
I put a review. My 7-year-old did a review of the first episode. I put it on Twitter.
Oh my god! I just think you know what? You're in charge of your kids,
I'm
so
in charge of them.
that's
They're well-rounded
Period.
and diverse.
Well, it's no more
Yeah.
violent than the video games or something. You know,
That's
it's-
true.
I mean, it's the same exact thing. You know what I mean? So anyway,
also it
That was-
really promotes them reading. Or did you do the dubbed?
dubbed.
Oh, okay. I was like, honestly, it's just an exercise in reading, but
Right? No, dubbed. I love the show. So once you guys watch it, we'll discuss.
I've watched some
Homework.
of it, but not all of it.
I
It's
didn't
really
watch
good.
it yet.
I haven't watched it yet. The two
It's
dudes
so
have,
good.
it's so funny. The two dudes haven't watched Squid Game. And
Yeah.
the two moms like, oh, we loved it. We watched
loved
it.
it,
The most
loved it.
violent show on television.
I gotta tell you, like, I'm so intrigued by the way, there's a ghost trying to get in touch with somebody.
Yeah, somebody's phone
That's
is
not me.
blowing
Who
up.
is it?
That might be
It
mine.
must be Jason.
Jason, if you
Yeah,
pick
it-
that up and it's Lutz, no, if that's a
It's
phone
Lutz.
call, I need you to pick it up.
They're in the house. They're in the house.
The call.
No, but it is my outside cameras on outside the house, and I'm afraid to look at the footage.
Look at the footage. Look at the footage.
Look.
It's just actually like one of the twins has hung the other.
Wait, it was a glitch. He had a glitch in the. Did you see that?
That was weird.
He goes,
Is he
There was,
frozen?
there was a glitch in the Matrix.
Yep,
just then.
just my wife taking the trash out.
Okay. Okay.
is it really your wife? Look closely.
Was the trash a suitcase with a foot sticking out of it?
a limb?
She finally off the youngest twin.
You got
We
that's
knew it
what
was
you gotta do.
coming.
Air and a spare. That's what they're for.
Oh my god. Do you still remember which one's twin A, twin B?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
oh yeah. Twin B was an issue from the second we saw him on the ultrasound.
Oh no.
He was just this tadpole that was just smacking the other one around. It was just not a. He was
They're
a
actually-
monster from conception.
There had actually been like a third, but twin B ate it. Is it
Correct.
that kind of kid? Yeah. I
Yeah.
know that.
Hey, did you guys get your costumes yet for your kids?
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Half and half.
Okay.
But but her doing half and half is me doing 100% of my kids. That means she got 2 of her kids' costumes, and that's all I have is 2 kids.
Yeah.
So, but did you get yours?
Yes, we got them. We went to the stupid spirit store.
Party City.
One's a
Spirit here.
Spirit Halloween.
Hannah's a ghost bride. She's a 7-year-old ghost bride.
Oh, I
which-
love
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
You love it.
Classic.
I had actually, I had for months, I had told them about The Shining, and I wanted them to be the 2 little girls in The Shining.
Yes.
because-
Oh, yeah.
and they were like, they don't know the movie, they don't know anything about it, but they agreed. They said, "Daddy, we'll do it for you." And then I couldn't find the costume anywhere. Sold out everywhere.
Oh,
We went to the
That's
spirit
great.
store, like the stupid Halloween store that pops up
yes,
everywhere.
yes.
We went to that guy. He goes, "Oh, what costume?" I go,
Hmm.
"The 2 little girls from The Shining." He goes, "Well, I don't." I go, "Really? You have no concept, no recollection of the 2 little girls from The Shining?" He's like, "I don't know if we'd have that." I go, "Whatever." And I
If it's
watched the
not
whole.
Fortnite or Descendants, they don't know it.
Yeah.
And then
would've-
it was on Amazon, but it was
Like back ordered.
sold out. It's probably a whole cargo ship full of
Yeah.
Shining twin
Red Rums.
costumes sitting off of Long Beach right now, going, "We gotta get this in by the 31st, or we're fucked."
I would have needed you to ride a big wheel around in a set of
Yeah.
overalls.
Truly.
I was
complete
going
that.
to be Jack. I was going to have little icicles sticking on
Oh,
my head, put my hair back.
That's a
and
good
have, like,
Jack
the
face.
axe.
It's a
Do
good
that
job.
again. That was good. Yes. I love it.
It's funny. I actually, Kayla, I don't know if you'll appreciate this or not, but I was with Harloff the other day, and he had been sent a Chucky doll, and I was like, man, talk about representation. All redheads have is fucking Chucky. Like that is all. Like I can't think of any other
A Cabbage
redhead.
Patch Kid, maybe.
A Cabbage Patch Kid, maybe. but I
Strawberry
was like,
Shortcake.
okay,
Dude,
that's true.
Annie.
That's good representation.
Children of the Corn, Malachi.
I'm just
Oh, yeah,
saying, redheads have been dumped on representation.
We're terrifying. My friend told me one time, he says because we look like white mice with pink eyes and that people are terrified of mice. Like, oh, that's not a nice thing to say to somebody.
That's also not accurate at all.
And you said I don't like cheese.
Yeah.
I know.
So
Speaking
Makes
of
no
crazy
Claire,
things,
what'd you do for what did everyone do for costumes?
okay, go ahead.
me?
Yes.
Yeah, what'd you do for
Oh,
costumes?
okay. So the 7-year-old is the DJ Marshmallow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Dude, there was 1,000 of those in the store. I was like, apparently marshmallows. Are the biggest
Well, I
thing.
ordered it, so I got him instead of like the just ganky costume. I got him a sweatsuit that like has the stuff like for real, so he can wear it after too. I'm like, you can keep wearing the costume, and then
Yeah.
I got him like a light up. The DJ, the marshmallow head lights up like so. The 9-year-old, which we just ordered his costume, half of it last night. We ordered the mask and the gloves, and then I got to order the hoodie tonight. He's a hacker. Wants to be a hacker. Like
Yeah.
he at first he
Oh,
wanted to be
okay.
anonymous, and I was like, no, that's too close to home. Like, on Twitter, anonymous with the white and black. Yeah. So I'm like, no, I'm not comfortable. Well, actually, first he wanted to be one of the, like, you'll get this, one of the, how far into Squid Games are you?
They just have partnered up.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I kind of forget. I don't think you're far enough, but
Okay.
there's these like, I'll just say animals at the end. He's like, I want to
Okay.
be one of the animals. And I'm like, absolutely not. That's not appropriate. I'm like,
How about the hide and seek girl or the red light,
Right?
green light girl?
yeah, red light, green light. So he's a hacker. Then the 11-year-old she's doing a trio costume. So she's the blue powder puff girl, but they're like
Oh.
ordered all their outfits from like Sheen, which is basically
yes.
like
Welcome
know,
to old
so-
country.
yes, old country.
In old
And then-
country, clothes make you.
The oldest one is a blue fairy. She's like, I just made it up. I'm like, that's fine.
Yes.
That's the spirit of Halloween right there.
Yes. Yes.
Sounds like a drug, doesn't it? What did
Yeah.
you do?
Or a
does.
drink. I'll have a blue fairy.
2 blue fairies last night, and honestly, it was one too many.
Yeah.
Oh, great though. And I watched Squid Game
Blew it.
super high on Blue Fairy. Great.
Okay,
Kate?
what about you guys? Okay, Jamie, the little one is the bride corpse.
She's a bride corpse, and the other one's zombie cheerleader.
Oh, perfect.
Honestly, she's you. Bring it on, but you're a zombie.
Okay, did you get a magazine with a zombie cheerleader in it?
No, she picked it out at the store. We went to the Spirit Halloween store. With the
I think that
giant
maybe
trees that
River
roll.
did the ad for zombie cheerleader for Halloween costume, so that she may be on the package. My other daughter.
I wondered. That's so funny. Okay.
Yes.
All right, I'll show you the package. We have it.
Yeah,
right?
it probably is her.
Wait. Oh, okay. You probably don't want to
Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back.
I was like, I want to see this. That's amazing.
Okay,
Kate,
Jason.
what about you?
What are Kate, what are your kids?
Well, I made my youngest is basically twin B in our household, is a real sociopath. Wanted to be Palpatine. And I was like, there's actually not kids costumes of Palpatine. It's because Palpatine's all in the face, so he'd be like a full face mask. He's like 3 years old. So he then said he wanted to be
sure about that.
Yeah. He then said he wanted to be BB-90, which is the evil droid from The Last Jedi.
Oh.
So I just made him one. I did a paper mache ball, and he'll be BB-90. And then the older one just wanted to be a Minecraft guy. So I just bought a Minecraft costume. And that's done. Wait, Jason, did you tell us yours?
Not yet.
Okay.
Did you show us the BB?
I did the BB-90
Yeah.
hat. I
It's
did.
the hat.
really
We did
good.
the
You're
hat.
talented.
Well, thank you. That's very kind of you.
You're
It's
talented.
It's not true at all. Oh my God. I'm so excited if this is your daughter.
Well, let's start first with the zombie bride because it looks a lot like Kate Mulligan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
see
that's
that.
not offensive, and thank you.
I'd say no, I like that. I like that for you, Kate.
It's just the circles under the eyes and the look of no hope. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like
That
Blank
encompasses
stare.
parenthood.
Yeah.
it's like
Cool.
Courtney Hole.
Yeah. Yes.
Courtney, what's her name?
Courtney
from
Love
Hole?
from
Courtney
Hole.
Love
Yes.
from Hole,
Yeah, I
yeah,
knew
Courtney.
exactly what you meant.
Everybody knew when you said whole, everybody was like, yeah, we got it.
Yeah, we
By the
got
way,
it.
I really liked Hole. I really
Yeah.
liked it. And the sky was violet.
This is like the moment of truth.
It's not.
Okay, that's not her. No. I will send you her.
Did
my
they
God.
shoot a bunch of them and then just pick and choose?
Well,
the
there's
one they
different
wanted?
costume companies. So
No.
I don't
Well,
know.
This is
Yeah.
Spirit. Boy, these guys have Spirit does everything, right?
Yes.
What do they do the rest of the year? Is what
That
I
was like one of the
wanna know.
funniest jokes. What was the thing they just posted it on as a joke? Oh, Facebook. When Facebook went down for 9 hours, you didn't see the meme?
No.
It was a picture of the Facebook headquarters and there was the Spirit sign over it.
Oh my God. That's
Like,
funny.
they
I don't have
shut this-
Facebook. That's
They were
why.
offline for like 9 hours and they look up, it's a Spirit store. Facebook's over.
Oh my
That
God.
is
We're gonna have to
funny.
do makeup apparently.
Oh, zombie.
Oh, that'll be fun.
You know, zombie girl makeup.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go as Claire, and I am just gonna wear some underpants and a bra, and I am gonna. And
You make yourself a
just
cardboard
do it.
basket.
Yeah, be me. You can even pick what movie you want to be me from with that outfit.
Wait, Jason, do you guys, I feel like you're the type of person that always does family costumes.
Yes.
And they
So
always are a Marvel movie.
Not always, no, because we did Ninja Turtles, we did Pokemon one year.
Okay.
And I have always built our costumes, and and so I don't know if it's here. Let me find it.
I bought them. I just bought here's a costume.
Yeah.
I had a hard time this year because my eldest child told me that he didn't want me to build the costume this year. He told me that he wanted a store-bought costume. He said, I don't want one of your costumes this year. And as a dad, and like having spent all the time building that, because it was something we did together. And so it was a really stabbing pain to the heart that will get him out of our will.
Yeah.
He's
buy
gone.
him a really crappy costume.
Yeah.
No, he picked it out, and my wife okayed it. So we're all dinosaurs this year.
Oh, fun.
so
Wait, from the TV show Dinosaurs, please tell me yes.
I wish if I had if I had been able to build them, I would have built.
Brad Sinclair.
I would have been a perfect Earl Sinclair.
Earl Sinclair. Earl Sinclair.
But and Baby B would have been a perfect baby. So
I'm the baby guy.
So I have one of those ridiculous inflatable costumes. It's a brachiosaur and it stands like 11 feet tall, and my face sticks out of the neck.
That is awesome.
It's the kind that actually, like, there's a wind tunnel inside the costume.
Correct. The whole thing.
Yeah.
So my wife and me and the eldest child are all inflatable dinosaurs, and she got these adorable a triceratops. Well, she let the twins pick out their costumes, and basically my eldest threw dinosaurs in front of them and said, "You can choose from this pile." And baby B picked a triceratops, and then my wife decided that her favorite, she would choose the costume that would make him look the cutest. So he has this pterodactyl costume that it's cute. I mean, it's
God. Oh.
Oh, I like what Eric has to say.
I agree, Eric. I agree. It's like, I mean, that's an old joke about like, I'm sexy nurse.
It was always the slutty Disney princesses that got me, because I was like, I'm pretty sure Walt is rolling over in his grave.
It's funny. I just remembered I used to do a joke about being like, I'm whorish Mother Teresa. I like found all of like the least slutty like things. Yeah, but I forget the other example.
That's a good joke.
Yeah, I was like, If they was like
On the next album, it's already. I
Laura
took it.
Ingalls Wilder.
yeah, it was like
Nancy
it was
Drew.
it was like slutty Holocaust survivor. I mean, it was just like the absolute
We
worst.
get a lot of trick-or-treaters here at my house. We
Yeah.
have and a lot of them aren't from the neighborhood. All of a sudden,
Yep.
like a van
Yep.
pulls up and 20 kids
Oh,
jump out.
same
Yep.
with us. Like they
Same.
unload them. They're
Yeah.
like unleashing
And
these
you're like,
kids.
it's all cool. But all of a sudden, we're just about to switch the light off. The night's over, and all of a sudden, the high school kids start showing up, and you're
No.
like, dude, you need to put some clothes on, man. This is not
Yeah.
cool. Like
No,
kids
you
are showing
can
up,
tell-
I'm like, what's happening? Is this a porn film? I don't know what's going on here.
You can tell the really old trick-or-treaters though, because they just are full costume, but like 5'8". You know what I mean? I'm covering everything. You don't know if it's an adult. It could be like your grandmother. It could be my mom.
Before
Here's one of them that I built. I built the tentacle arms of Spider-Man for him.
Wait, that's so
That's
legit.
awesome.
And then this is the Iron Man suit that I built for me.
Well,
For
I was
you.
gonna say I know this picture
Yeah, that one's crazy.
from following you, maybe from
Yes.
stalking you, from living in your house when you're not there. Sorry, whatever. Keep going. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just.
But
Will
yeah, it
you
was-
go
it
to
was
like
rough
a
for me,
Comic
because, like,
Con and wear those?
Yep. We do Comic Con as like a family thing.
Oh, that's
Okay,
awesome.
okay.
So they my son is, I mean, he's as big a superhero guy as I am. So he really likes going to them because he's meeting those characters. Like those are real to him.
Jobo.
So he really likes, he loves Comic-Con. So we take him, we haven't been since COVID, but before we were there quite a bit.
I have a question for Claire and Kate. When you guys, before you were married, when you were like young, hot women, was Halloween like your go-to to just tear? I mean, I remember Halloween. I really liked Halloween a lot. I was Kurt one year. I had some great costumes over the years where it was like Halloween parties were the bomb.
Yes.
Oh
All
yeah.
of a sudden it became cosplay, and now people just do it for just natural stuff. But back in the day, it was only once a year, and you were like, "Woo! Who's having some Jim Kirk sex tonight? What's happening?"
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know. Kate, you go first.
I was gonna say it was not. I was such a slut for so many of those years that it was like my one night off. I would like put weird costumes on.
Honestly,
I
it's
was
too
like,
easy.
guys,
Mike. Too easy. I can't.
She's
can't.
Mrs. Potato Head.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, truly. I was like, I'm a pregnant lady. What? Just leave me the fuck
Cigarette.
alone. I need a break. Yeah.
Back in those days, I mean, you would like when I was a kid, like people would be like, "What are you?" I'm a Mexican. You're like, back then you'd be like, "That's
sweet.
great. Is that a sombrero? I'm a Mexican." And if you did that, people were like, "Dude, you can't do that."
Dude, I remember like basing my costume around like, okay, I have go-go boots and I'm gonna wear like a sequined like leotard.
Yes.
What can I be?
Yeah.
I'm Clare Kramer in the East Village is what I am. That's what I am.
And I have photos. One time we were at a Halloween party. I don't know where it was. I'm trying to remember if it was at what's the big place called? With the on Vine and like just north of Hollywood on Vine.
I forget everything.
Yeah, it's a bit. This is like the worst like memory game. Anyway, I think it was there. And Avalon, was it Avalon? Anyway,
we're leaving you hanging only because I don't know that any of us were
right.
cool enough to go.
Everyone, thanks for the help, guys. Awesome. Checking your phone, Jamie.
Oh, Avalon. I'm trying to find a picture of
I'm
me.
like
in a terrible
Hyde. I'm
costume.
like Hyde Club Hyde. I
No,
don't
but
know.
anyway,
Not
like
Avalon.
we're at this party, like everybody's totally decked out for Halloween, whatever. This is before digital anything. So then a fire truck pulls up, obviously, and I'm like, I'm climbing on that fire truck. There's pictures of me, like, and I mean photographs, not digital images.
Like there's doubles
Photographs.
of them.
Yeah, like there's like I got the double deal at CVS of me like on top of the fire truck, like woo, partying it up. Yeah,
Ugh.
no, I mean, I lived it up for many years. BC before children.
Yeah.
BC. I'm gonna have to
BC.
find mine. I have one. We were the Village People one year. And when I was at O'Brien's, we were the Spice Girls. I was a Spice Girl
God.
one
Which
year.
no, I have to know which Spice Girl were you?
I was Ugly Spice. Is that I was Ugly Spice? I was Baby Spice. Of course, I was Baby Spice.
Well, you would
I've
be.
been
I would have
dragged
thought
a
you'd
lot.
be Jerry Ginger Spice. I would have thought.
Right? That should have been. That was stupid.
Hello.
We're gonna have to post these. I'm gonna have to find some old crazy costumes I should have found those old pictures.
I mean, you got to find the photographs.
One, I'm a Village People, and I had like short shorts and a handlebar mustache.
Was this in your Navy days?
I was bartending. No, I have a
Oh.
picture from the Navy when I crossed the equator, and we had the drag contest on the ship.
Yes.
You know the ritual when you cross the equator?
No.
Oh,
I haven't crossed the
becoming a
equator.
shellback. So when you're a polywog before you cross the equator. So when you cross the equator, it's this big ceremony. They save trash for weeks and make you crawl through it. It's this crazy,
Fun.
very homoerotic ceremony.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think
middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
It's literally 1,000 miles away from land, and they have a beauty contest, and one guy from each division has to dress in total drag, and they have a beauty contest, and I won Miss Congeniality.
Did you?
Yeah, I had really short. Did like a Jane Fonda thing. I had really short shorts that had like copper wires sticking. It was a train wreck. It was.
I mean, you don't really have to ask or tell in this case.
It was
I mean,
terrible. I've
But
never.
I'm at a 12.
I've
with my
never
interest
shared
level.
it. I've never, ever shared it. Oh, here's one. Oh, I actually did find a Halloween picture.
Ooh, that's
Oh.
great.
look
That's a
at
pretty
that.
good one.
That's a good one.
That is. Wait, is
There's
that your
a whole
wife?
lot
now?
of business sticking out.
No,
of that
it's not my
No?
wife.
But
No, that was
do you
San
see that
Diego.
this is a
probably
zombie
late 80s.
bride?
I dyed my hair black.
Oh,
It took
yeah.
weeks to get that hair out. Black out. We should have. That's what we should have for
Let's
Halloween.
do a Halloween
We
episode.
gotta have people. We'll have everybody send their best photos
Oh,
of their
yeah.
Halloween photos, and we'll just do a photo.
Oh.
We'll just scroll
we
through
have-
photos, and you have to explain it and go, "Here's what happened." That because I don't know about you guys, but some nights I would wake up the next morning and there'd be, I'm with somebody. There's
little
makeup
hangover.
everywhere. You're like that had like glitter.
Yeah,
like
I called that a Tuesday, but okay.
Who was the big producer who every year and he's still having them? I'm blanking on his name.
Avalon. Is it the Avalon?
No,
Avalon.
it's the
It's
name.
north of Hollywood
Every
on
year he has
Highland,
a
I know.
huge Halloween party where people take a bus. You have to go to the location and then you
Ooh.
get on the bus. Have you guys ever been to that party?
No, I
Shane
didn't
Black.
Okay.
Shane Black.
Oh,
Yeah.
Shane Black, who wrote Lethal Weapon.
Yes. Every year he has a huge Halloween. We can go this year. We should go.
I'm
If he's
in.
having it.
You
I
can
haven't
get us
heard
in?
yet. I haven't heard yet, but if he's having it. But it's insane. Like literally the most insane party. It's like on the level of Playboy Mansion, but his
I was gonna say the only time I took a bus to a party, I went to the Playboy.
yeah,
Mansion.
that's another busser. Yeah. Get on the bus.
Get on the bash.
That's so funny.
Oh, I forgot.
Yes, but yeah, his parties are like completely insane.
Oh, I found it.
The mustache
Wow.
is amazing.
I'm making the drink in a hard hat.
Mhm.
Because why not? Yeah.
Those were good times. Those are fucking good times.
Love it.
I don't know
Oh my
if I
God.
can picture Baby Spice, but yeah.
You guys, this is what I mean. I went to the West. We lived in West Hollywood, and I, in 2000, maybe 8, went as the farmer's market.
That's a good one.
Like she wasn't trying. You know what I mean?
What is that
Miranda?
costume? You have to explain that.
So I got like a Bob's so the farmer's market like a Third and Fairfax is like where my now husband used to always like go and write. So like there was like this place called Loteria. So it was like I got this like paper that I turned into a cape that was like all the Loteria cards, that was like all of the like fortune telling cards, the Mexican fortune telling cards. I like wore like a Bob's donut hat. I don't, but it was like there was the least sexy thing you've ever seen in your whole life. Wait, what did Jobo just say?
The
Oh yeah.
key. I would always see people and they'd be like, their costume was like, I'm a shower. And they'd have this giant contraption they're walking around with like the giant, it's like, I'm an air
That's
conditioning.
a commitment,
unit,
but that's what Jason's doing with the dinosaur thing. It's like a huge commitment.
now when you have kids, but when you're out, when you're trying to hook up at a Halloween party,
But you just
Yeah.
close the
you're
shower.
Kirk. You're Batman.
Oh.
You're not.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
maybe
You're
you
not, like,
missed.
I'm a toilet. You're not a toilet.
Let me show you the costume that got me that was my best single guy days was Buzz Lightyear.
Oh my
it was-
God. Look,
was a
wait, that's an
fantastic-
amazing costume.
Thank
What's
you.
that guy? What's
Yeah, hey,
happening
whoa,
there?
what's-
So that's Miley Cyrus.
I
from
can't
the
even
year-
really look
the
at the
year before.
costume.
She was Miley Cyrus from the twerk video, from like the twerk.
Wait, go back.
mouth.
I
Yeah,
I
sorry,
feel
you
like
really-
in
we
that
were-
I need to know more about the guy in the sombrero.
I did not
Right.
speak to him, but he's one of the Mexican costumes that Jamie spoke of that would not
Yeah.
be okay now.
Not okay now. Here's a
It's
And that
That's
costume
dude
what
that I
behind him,
did.
that dude behind you went as a black dude.
He's a sombrero. Look at the guy. He's a Mexican. What's
No,
happening?
I'm talking about the guy behind Jason.
Oh,
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know what his
Wow.
costume is.
dude.
Yeah, he's like
Treading on
whatever.
dangerous turf, Mulligan.
That's yeah. We just got banned from YouTube, by the way.
Why?
Yeah.
No, I didn't say anything.
That's the Toy Story that they tried to make, but it was it got an X rating, and it was the one where Buzz Lightyear and the human body. You know the human body toy that your kid has with all the organs? That was the
Yes.
one. He bangs it. It gets ugly.
Here
Here's,
was
there's
ooh.
me in there's drag in college.
Wait,
Oh,
OMG.
Don't you love being in a dress though? Just be honest. Isn't it amazing?
They're the best. I wish
They-
I was. I had tights. I had tights on. It felt fantastic.
You can kind of like gain as much weight as you want and still wear a dress.
What
Like,
do you
it's
think
not
I'm
gonna
wearing
not
this
fit.
for, Claire?
You know
Do you know what I'm saying?
It's not
What
gonna
do you
not
think
fit.
this old boy's for?
Plus, it's really easy access because you could just lean on the bar and just pee and go.
Yeah.
And it's just
Oh.
everything.
I
just
never
goes
went that
fine.
route.
It's an easy out.
Oh, you mean like the bar on the urinal?
No, I was joking, guys. But
Or
with
the
a
real
dress, I
bar?
wouldn't have to even unzip. I could just
I'm
kind of
like, are we back at?
Yes.
Are you at? What's it called? Medieval times? Eating a big leg, and peeing on the bar.
We had there was a bar in Boston. I don't think you can do it anymore, but you could. When I was in college, there were it was called Beat the Clock, and drinks were 5 minutes. Drinks were like 5 cents until somebody used the bathroom. You couldn't leave the bar. There was a doorman at the door. It was like you can't do that anymore. Like that's criminal. But
No,
once you're in the
that's
bar, it's called Who's
not
on First.
normal.
He was in the Back Bay in Fenway in Boston. And once you were in the bar, you were in. And there was guys. There was barmen at the bathroom, and there was a guy at the door, and you couldn't get out. And guys would just sit at the bar and pee under the bar. Well, guys are just it's college. People are drinking like it was Animal House. It was nuts.
It's
Man.
that is, but that like they basically set it up for that. Like
I mean, yeah. What else was going to happen there?
What else was
really
gonna
the only
happen?
thing.
And it always ended because one woman was like, I don't care. I can't take it anymore. And the whole bar would boo her. Boo! And then she'd go to the bathroom, and that was it.
oh my
My
Remember
God.
those days? Like, you can't really do drink specials anymore. I don't think there were too many. Back in those days, if you get, if you drunk and you crash your car into a tree, they go, it happens. No big deal.
I remember going to visit my friend at University of Dayton, which is a Catholic school. And I happened to be there on the weekend. They did what's called the 18 hole. And the 18 hole is a progressive, you basically, like different people participated and you would go take 18 shots. You would like walk from apartment to apartment and every apartment had like a different shot. So you were just mixing 1,000 different boozes. And I was like, how is this? It has to be shut down by now, right? They're not still doing that. Anybody at University of Dayton, let me know if they're still doing the 18 hole. Like I made it 9 and I was like, bye bye.
No, I went to NYU where there was no on-campus life at all, but we were doing 10 times the drugs and drinks anyone else. And I graduated at 20, and I remember going into the bar where I spent my, NYU life when I turned 21 and being like, it's my birthday. And they were like, what? What about that ID you've been showing us? I'm like, yeah, that was my roommate's sister's,
Yeah, but you looked young. I mean, there's no way they.
I looked like a baby.
Yeah,
I
I was
looked
gonna say.
ridiculously young.
I know.
I mean, to this day, I'm like, are you 21 yet?
That-
Are you, Claire?
Those days are over.
maybe.
You can't do that anymore. Now, college frats. I mean, back in the day, people drank there was a trash can with Everclear and some Kool-Aid powder. And the guy would stir it up with a shovel, and then you go, "Oh yeah, that was pretty good. It's not too bad."
Or they marinate those like watermelons in vodka
Yes,
for
and
six
vodka,
days.
yes.
Whew.
I
don't know.
actually, I
don't think
appreciate
colleges-
that.
There's no binge drinking, is there anymore? Is there any?
No, I think-
Yes,
No, I think
there's
it still
people
goes
that
on.
I recently saw an article, unfortunately, of a kid who passed away from the same
Oh,
thing.
no.
There are. It happens, but I think back then it was way more prevalent because there was we never went to a party like, oh shit, I hope when I get super hammered and make an ass of myself, nobody videotapes it. and publicly shames me.
Yes.
See, that's an issue
and ends
now,
the rest of my
Yes.
life.
Yes.
So you didn't really have that fear. Nowadays, I think kids probably wake up in the morning and they don't go, "What did I do?" Their first thought is, "Did somebody film that?"
Yeah.
I think
I know a girl who lost her job because of that, because the powers that be at her job went on her Facebook and saw her photos, and because she had one night out that went well for her at the time, but they terminated her because she didn't fit the company image.
She posted those herself. She's just
Well, no, I don't think she didn't. Somebody else posted them.
Oh, they saw her
They
photo on
hacked her?
somebody else's Facebook.
Okay. Have you guys ever been friends with someone who's like completely gone off the rocker on Facebook?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
I mean, like like in a serious way.
Yeah.
It's
No.
crazy.
Yeah.
I haven't had Facebook since 2012, so I actually don't even remember.
Was it
like,
even
being
around
hacked.
in 2012? I didn't have it in
Yeah,
2012.
I had it. I want to say I had it starting in 2008. Is that
Well,
possible?
you're on it right now,
Yeah.
Kate. You're on it.
Boom.
So,
I dare you to tag me. You won't be able to.
all right, listen, I got to wrap this up because I got to get back up at 5. Well, you guys can hang. I don't care. You can do
Well, what are you doing? Jamie, tell us what you're filming. We don't
I'm
even
filming
know.
this crazy. So it's actually really amazing. I am playing the Mr. Jamish White. I run a corporation. I don't know if I'm going to tell too much about it. It's a short film. It's going to Sundance. This woman won a contest through Kevin Hart's LOL company. And it was a writer's contest and for African Americans. And she wrote this thing about this woman, a Black woman who gets promoted to for diversity's sake, for no other reason. And I'm the corporate boss, like super white racist. But it's a comedy. It's totally a comedy. It's like a short film. But it's supposed to go to Sundance. It's part of this whole contest. And there's 3 short films they're shooting. And it goes to Sundance, but it's been really like amazing. And this, I don't know if you know Brisha Webb. She was on Marlon. She's a big actress. She's super funny, and she's directing this. So she kind of reached out and asked me to play. She goes, at first it was a compliment until I saw the part, and then I was like, wait, do you think
She's like, this part really just had your name
You know
all
what?
over it.
white supremacist, domestic terrorist? Who would fit that bill?
Jamie.
Whose angular features would really denote racism? Oh, Kayla, let's take Kayla over.
I love Kevin Hart though. It's
his company, LOL, and they are doing some amazing stuff. I went to he has his own studio. Did you know he has his own studio?
Yes, I'm like in awe of him. I love him.
He's amazing. Yeah, it's
I
amazing.
really
the
love
company
him.
is phenomenal. So it's his company, and they're doing this series that it's crazy. It's really crazy. It just kind of fell into my lap, but it's like a 2-day shoot, and so I shoot tomorrow again. But
That's awesome.
That's so great.
Super fun.
Yay.
Hey, listen, we got to do something. We have Halloween stuff. We have you want to tell Jason who's coming?
Sure. Yeah, next week from the Traveling Museum of the Paranormal and the Occult from the Amazon Prime show Hellier, Dana and Greg Newkirk are going to be coming on the show. They're going to bring some of their haunted objects and tell some stories about hauntings and kids. This is the guy, Claire, that I met because of Buffy. So you guys are welcome to join us.
If I'm correct, the Saturn Awards are next Tuesday.
What's a
But
Saturn
if they're
Award?
not, I will be here. The Saturn Awards, you guys know the Saturn Awards. They're like specially recognizing independent film and sci-fi and also mainstream. Yeah, I'm presenting there. I've won a couple. That's why I'm presenting.
Oh, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thanks, everybody.
Awesome.
Thanks. But I would much rather be here and see if I can get someone to like tell me some insight into,
If you're not, you're in. We also need to do a Halloween one where we bring. I wanted people to send photos in of like their Halloween.
Yeah, let's do that. We can do a
Halloween
Thursday night Halloween hang.
Everyone's an actor on Halloween. Like it hasn't been as much fun since I became an actor. Like it used to, before that, I was an actor. That was like my one day of the year. I was like, and then once you act, then you're like, and I did sketch for so many years that it's like, oh, I'm wearing a goofy. Every weekend was Halloween.
Yeah.
Why did you never tell me that you are a ventriloquist dummy? I'm pretty sure that's Jamie Kaler.
That's crazy. Wait, put your eyes that way, Jamie.
Yeah,
Make your eyes go.
I should just have that guy sleep in my bed, and then I should go away for a couple days. Steve Byrne is here November 2nd. Comedian Steve Byrne is here. He's an awesome cat out of Nashville with kids. And honestly, I was watching the show, and I I love this foursome so much. I think this is
Hey.
makes me laugh. It should be the parental view.
High
That's the
fives.
show. That's
High
the
fives
show.
all around.
Yeah. Kate, anything you guys want to tell? Claire, anything else you guys want to share with anybody before we
There are
wrap this thing?
no awards I'm attending anytime soon.
I will
You have a
say
show
my
next week,
most.
right? You have a stand-up show, right?
I do have a stand-up show. That's true. I'm doing
Yeah,
actually,
when?
Jamie. I'm
Kate,
doing a
I want to
stand-up show.
come.
Oh my God, do you want to come to Burbank? Is that what you're
Yeah.
Okay, well,
I would love to.
okay, well, listen, on
Deep
Wednesday
love.
the 27th, I'm doing a pretty loaded, actually, stand-up show. Mark Ellis, Christian Harloff, Ken Knapsack, and myself. And then this actually, the guy that runs it is this guy, Jake Lewis, who, did you guys see Jamie Costa as Robin Williams? Like the
Yes.
Blood
Oh
and
my
Iron?
God, amazing.
Okay,
I
so
couldn't
Jake
watch
Lewis
it.
is the guy that actually wrote and directed that. But Jamie
Oh, cool.
Costa, it's not an impression, is what I'll say. Like he really you could just tell the way he cares about Robin Williams. That like, I don't know, it's like actually a beautiful performance. But anyway,
I haven't watched that. I haven't watched Squid Game. I'm out of the loop, man.
listen, basically watch one. They're the same thing. I mean, same plot.
No, you know what though? Zelda, Robin's daughter, was like, I think it's, great, but that's my dad on his saddest day ever. And everyone
Oh.
is other maybe than when he
People
died.
kept tagging
And
her,
everyone's
right?
like tagging her and sending it to her. And she's like, I've seen it. I get it. I appreciate it. But stop, stop.
Yes.
Whatever. But it does look amazing. I haven't watched it because I have a little bit of like a special place in my heart for Robin Williams. And I'm like, I don't know if I can like see someone else playing him yet.
Yes. Listen, I understand completely. I will say that it is done with care and love.
Mhm.
So I think it's pretty uncanny only because this guy's always done it, but like his face actually sort of lends itself to
It morphs kind of in a way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
it's pretty
that's what
special.
like great, like honestly, that's what great acting is,
Yeah. Yes, totally.
I don't know what great acting is.
I was gonna say, which is why
Your
my face
Jack
always looks
Nicholson
like
in The Shining impression was on. Yeah, see? There you go. That's great acting.
It's my Green Goblin.
Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
you do look like Willem Dafoe.
Peter Parker. All right, hey, we should wrap this thing. I gotta see what happened to the Red Sox game. I love you guys all so much. Thank you guys. Thank you for doing this, and thanks for picking up the slack when I was coming in. And honestly, I pretty soon over time, I think this just might morph, and Jason and I will be going. It'll just be the two of you. So we'll work on
Thank
it.
you.
Fair.
Well, let's work on that Thursday edition.
Yeah.
I think we should. Honestly, I think we should. I'm glad you said that, Claire. All right, that's it. Please like us, subscribe us, do whatever you do to the. You're supposed to do.
Ring a bell. Ring a bell.
And that's it. We'll see you next week here on the Parents Lounge.
Good night, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Good night.